Lincoln Heights Council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, May 12th, 2025. The time is now 8:13. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Present.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Present.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Present.
Councilwoman Tanya Key. No response. Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Present.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey.
Present.
We have 6 who are present, 1 who's absent. We do have a quorum.
Okay, would you bow your head before the Almighty, one who sits on high and looks down, and he knows everything that we're doing. Father God, I come to you asking for your mercy and your kindness and a kiss of sweetness upon this council. Pour into us what you need for us to do tonight for the village of Lincoln Heights. Open us up, give us what we need. Bring us love and give us peace. In your master's name, I just say amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion in order for the filing of the journal for the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes of April 28th, 2025, regular council meeting minutes of April 28th, 2025, along with the special council meeting minutes of April 30th and special council meeting minutes of May 6th, 2025.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
It's been moved with any necessary corrections and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right, announcements. Councilwoman Hingston, any announcements for you?
I just want to remind everybody that we're walking. I'm actually starting the walking club. We walk Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 9 a.m. I'm inviting everybody who wants to come out and exercise so we can have better health down to walk with me. Memorial Field. We're walking at Memorial Field
Okay, that's Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays?
at 9 a.m. We
Okay.
will stretch before we start, and then we will walk around.
Okay. Should they bring their water bottles?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, thank you. Councilwoman Munya?
Letting people know that the Finance Committee meeting will be on next Tuesday. Is that on Tuesday? That
Next
we're-
Monday, but
Next Wednesday.
next Monday.
Next Monday, I'm sorry. Next Monday. And the community is invited to join us. It's at 6:30.
Okay. Councilwoman Baber?
No announcements, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am. So we are going to have a Respect My Block at 6 p.m. On Tuesday, May 20th. And one of the agenda items is the levy.
Thank you. What time?
6 o'clock.
Okay, I'm sorry.
6 to what?
But we'll say 6 to 7, but, you know, people have questions, so, you know, hopefully we won't be here longer than 8 o'clock.
Vice Mayor Childs Jeter? Any announcements for you?
Yes. Safety and Law will meet on Monday at 5:30. Please come out, bring your questions or your comments. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's see. I will say that we are planning a Memorial Day celebration looks like it would be May the 26th. And our former Mayor Heading is the MC, and he is working diligently hard. We met actually Friday to start working on that. We usually partner with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, and so we're looking for the residents to come out. I know the next day is our council meeting. We normally would have met on the 26th, but the next council meeting will be Tuesday, the 27th of May. I believe the memorial celebration, is it gonna like 10, I think 10 a.m.?
It's either 10 or 11. I think
Okay.
it's
All right, we will make sure to post that on our website, the exact time. We normally celebrate the officers that, not officers, but the military individuals that lost their lives in Korea and the Vietnam War. So we're looking for their families to do that in World War II as well. Okay. All right, that's the only thing that I have.
Mayor, do we need to amend the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So there's a motion to amend the agenda to replace, or actually to move the miscellaneous business to number 11 and executive session into number 12. So there is a motion to amend the agenda. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Mayor, you made the motion, who seconded the motion?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber? Yes. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter?
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey?
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Okay. All right, that leaves regular agenda, communication and council from our clerk of council, Lisa Randolph.
Mayor, I don't have anything at this time.
Okay. All right. Guess I don't have anything. I thought I had something at mayor's court. Oh, that was at the last meeting. Nah, so I don't have anything. No communications from me. Communications from the interim village manager, Chris Williams.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Public Works has continued the spring cleanup on the village-owned lots. We still cutting quite a bit of yards that we own, repairing potholes, and also we had our first chipper run collecting brush last Friday. So we collected a whole bunch of brush. It was a lot. So we got that completed. Also, Woodlawn Fire Department, they're still installing fire detectors, smoke detectors. You could go on our website, get information about how the fire alarms works for Woodlawn. Also, they're still collecting lithium batteries. The Serenity Park water fountain is complete. So if you walk in your pet, it's a 3-purpose water fountain where you can fill up your water bottles. Also, it's a spot on that water fountain for the dogs to get a drink of water, and also pedestrians. No one else.
You said it's up and running?
It's up and running complete.
All right.
Yeah. We haven't got any movement on the concession stand yet. We're waiting to hear back from Kleinger's. We did reach out to Hamilton County. April, her name is difficult, Ganali. She's gonna meet with us this Wednesday, in-person meeting to talk about what's next coming up with the concession stand.
That's in person or?
That's in person,
Okay.
and that's this Wednesday. And that's all I have.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Williams?
Yes, I do, Mayor. So I was going over the March finance report, and so I'm just curious if we can find out if Mr. Williams or Mr. Key can report at the finance meeting. So we having this issue with Kleiningers, but we have paid out $4,000 payment, or $42,000 payment, and what is that for? I mean, I know they're working on it, but is that just payment stretched out until we finish? I'd just like some clarification, so you can bring it to the finance meeting, if you will.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Williams? Okay, all right, thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. All right. Okay, I am needing, Mr. Williams, are you finished?
Yes, that's it.
All right, that was, is there a motion to accept Mr. Williams' report?
Motion to accept.
Who said first and second, please? Can't hear you.
Kind of low.
Karen, and me.
Thank you.
Favor. Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, council, I'm needing a motion for Mr. Dan Dieters to speak regarding the gas aggregation.
So move.
I'll second. It's been moved in second that Dan Dieters will come and speak regarding the gas aggregation. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes, but isn't this the electric?
Is it electric or gas? It's electric? Okay. Electric aggregation. Sorry about that. I was told gas, but gotcha. Okay, regarding electric.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I know you have a long agenda. You already had a long agenda. I'll stay out of your hair. So far, the program, it started August of '24. Residents in the program are saving about $10 a month right now over the Duke price to compare. Unfortunately, with the way that Duke runs their pricing, we did not have their new price to compare and beat until about a week ago. So their new price to compare is 10.45 cents a kilowatt hour. We, because they don't hold prices any longer past 5 o'clock, and councils and boards don't want to meet at 2 o'clock in the afternoon a lot of times, those prices are no good once the markets close. So we ask, and we've been asking all of our communities, about 71 of them at this point, to assign someone the ability to sign the contract when we present them something that we can recommend under the Duke price to compare. So that's what I was asking for. Tonight, I'm certain it was probably my fault. Friday, when I sent the legislation over, my thumbs are a little bigger than my phone. So that's why we're kind of in the situation we're in as of tonight without having the legislation in front of you prior to a few minutes ago. And that's where we are. And because of this PUCO rules, we need to move on this pretty quick, or the program will stall and everyone will go back to Duke, which is tough on the customer service aspect for the folks out here that have to answer the phone.
So this was a program that you presented to us. It was put on the ballot, and the community voted on it.
Approved on, yes, long time
Okay,
ago.
because there are some people that were not here at that time.
Sure.
That we did that, and they need to understand what it is that you are saving us,
Sure.
you know,
So-
and how it worked.
So this year, so it started, this particular iteration of it, it took a hiatus because of some things that were pretty much uncontrollable with with what was going on here. it started back in 24, August 24. If all the projections are correct and the usage is the same through the end of July this year, the savings for the community is going to be $62,000 and change, which is about $100, $120 a house that is in the program. So, you know, I know it's not a ton of money. If I had $100 sitting in my garbage can, I'd certainly walk out and go get it in my garage. And you don't even have to do that. All they have to do is just let it kind of roll through, and we'll do our best to get
So each month
much
there
better
should be a
price.
difference in your electric bill.
There has been a difference in the electric bill every month since August. And it's been about 20% savings, 15 to 20% savings per house,
Unless you've opted out.
unless you've opted out. And you can always get out and get in whenever you want at no charge with no fees of any kind.
Okay. Okay.
And you said that it's 10.4 is what Duke Energy is suggesting, or?
No, Duke Energy's price to compare is 10.45. They've filed that. So everybody's rate is going to be 10.45 cents a kilowatt hour from June, on your bill in June, to your bill next May. And then and now we're only asking for a 1-year contract. We don't think it's wise to go any further than that, because we think that the energy may end up dropping in the near future, and then we can add time whenever we want. But if we added it now at a higher price, we couldn't go get that money back. So we'd only like you to sign. We have every one of our communities in a 1-year deal right now. So we don't really want. We feel it's not conservative enough to go further than that. We want to make sure people save money.
And how much are we paying now?
I think it's 7 point. I have it right here. Hang on a second. I hope it's so the Duke price to compare right now is going to be 10.45 cents until you expire. So this current contract will expire in August. So you're at like 7. You're actually going to save more than I said. You're actually at like 7. I think 7.4 right now. The current price to compare was 8.18. So you had been saving for the first 8 months of this deal, and then your savings is going to actually increase by a lot the last 3 months of the deal, because they're at the 10.45 now. We're still at the old last year price, which I wish I had it here. Hang on one second. I know I got it. I don't want to take up all your time. I know you're busy. I do not have the exact price right now. It's in the low 7s, though. I can tell you that. I don't want to waste your time by looking through it.
And so now you're asking us to vote on?
I'm asking you to vote on giving someone, I would assume it would be Mr. Williams, the opportunity to sign the next contract to extend this for 1 year at a price under that 10.45, which is Duke's price to compare, so we can guarantee a savings for the residents. If it's above 1.45, if we can't get that kind of price, I'll come back and say we shouldn't do it until we get something lower.
So the reason why you need this today is because it expires when?
It expires in August, but the PUCO, we need about a 60-day lead time to file all the paperwork. So
And you want to file it by when?
I'd like to file it this week if I could.
Thursday, I think you mentioned before.
Thursday would be about the drop dead day.
Okay.
If I could do it tomorrow morning, I'd do it, if we got a good enough rate. But we're not going to get a rate until tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
So this is optional to the residents, right?
Well, it's
this.
optional. We package all the residents together, and then if you do not opt out, you are rolled into the program at the savings that we know is going to happen. You can opt out at any time. If you say, oh, I opted out, I can come back in at any time. If we don't package it together, it's no better than a guy knocking on your door giving you a higher rate you know, because he's only doing your home.
So how am I gonna know to opt out? What did you do to make?
You'll get a letter. There'll be an initial letter saying, here's the new rate, here's the term. It won't be now, it'll be a month from now. It'll say, here's the new term, here's the Duke price to compare, here's your new price. If you'd like to opt out, here's the number to do it. And then our office, of course, if you go on, I don't know if Lincoln Heights website has a link to our office. You can always call our office, and we will take you out of the program. But at any time, or put you back in at any time.
So if you opt out last time, you'll be back in.
You could be back in if you opted out. Yes, depending on how you opted out. The PUCO maintains a do not aggregate list. So you can go to the PUCO's website, get on that list, and you'll never be contacted about an aggregation again. So if you did that, no. If you just opted out, probably. But it's been a good program for Lincoln Heights, I know that, because folks are saving $100 for the year. And we send those reports over, and truthfully, I'm not sure that the emails are hitting because we may have been sending it to the old email of the old administrator.
Look into it.
That could be what happened.
We need to look into that.
Well, I'm glad we called it so that we could have the information in order to make a decision on what we
Sure.
want to do. Yeah.
Okay. So we basically would need to make a motion for the interim manager to sign.
We have to amend it.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dieters, is this the ordinance template that you provided or wanted to provide?
Yes, to everyone. That's just a standard template we provide to our communities to kind of get them off the ground.
So I think what would be in order for council to do would be to amend the agenda if it so desires, and under new business, add in ordinance 25-0-2. According to my records, which are not the official records, but it appears that we've only passed one ordinance this year, which would have been the permanent appropriation ordinance. So this would be 02. And we would amend the agenda to add 02, and it reads ordinance authorizing the interim manager to enter into an electric aggregation agreement with an electric supplier recommended by Energy Alliances, Inc., the community's energy aggregation consultant. The mayor can enter into subsequent agreements with regard to this program to reduce costs as needed. The whereas clauses of this ordinance, just to summarize, basically state that the Ohio legislature enacted legislation allowing for deregulation, giving way to competitive bidding for utility services such as electric and gas. The residents, businesses, and consumers within Lincoln Heights had previously given permission to Lincoln Heights Council to aggregate retail electricity by passing an electric aggregation ballot issue that the village has successfully completed and submitted to Ohio all the paperwork to become a certified, what's known as competitive retail electric service provider, so that we can have aggregation, and that Energy Alliances, Inc., Mr. Dieter's company, has researched and provided Lincoln Heights with competitively bid electrical rates. Then it goes into our standard verbiage, now therefore, be it, instead of resolved, that should say, be it ordained.
Where are you?
At
Where it's
the
the
last
big
one.
bold language in the middle. Now therefore be it, should say ordained by the Village of Lincoln Heights Council, Hamilton County, Ohio, as follows. Section 1, again, I'm just going to summarize, gives the interim manager, so the blank would be filled in with interim manager, is hereby authorized and directed to enter into an agreement with the supplier to be named later, as Mr. Dieters was discussing when that competitive rate comes out. Section 2, again, fill in the blank with interim manager, can enter into a master service agreement with an electric supplier recommended by Mr. Dieter's company, Energy Alliances, Inc., and that the interim manager can execute any subsequent agreements as needed with regard to stabilizing the electrical costs for consumers. Section 3, that any qualifying resident, business, or consumer at any time and without cost has the right to switch the type of energy resource used by contacting energy alliances. And Section 4, that any qualified resident, business, or consumer at any time and without cost can contact energy alliances or the chosen energy supplier to opt out. Section 5 is just reciting compliance with the Open Meetings Act of Ohio. Section 6 is our standard emergency clause, saying this needs to go into effect immediately. So if council is inclined to take this up, unless Mr. Dieters has anything else to add, I would recommend council make a motion to amend the agenda to add ordinance 25-02, as I read the title previously, to the supplemental agenda after resolution R45.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Desai, so did you, in the blank, we're putting interim village manager, and are we changing the mayor or keeping the mayor to enter into agreement?
The way it is styled now, it does say the mayor can enter into subsequent agreements. Mr. Dieters, how far out would you imagine the process would take before you would present a contract and a master service agreement?
Like, for this particular, it could be tomorrow, depending on the price that comes in.
But no later than Thursday.
If we're gonna get a price, it's not gonna be no later than that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you would like, we can strike in the title, the mayor can enter into subsequent agreements with regard to this program to reduce costs as needed.
Well, that is only, that was put in there originally for a lot of our communities that wanted to be able to move to reduce the price in 5 months or 4 months without having to come back to council.
Okay. It's council's
It's up
pleasure.
to you.
They can either.
I was just questioning because, typically the mayor doesn't sign agreements, it's the manager, so that's the only reason I question.
So maybe just because we're on a somewhat fast track here, just to eliminate any confusion, I recognize it's going to require coming back again, but maybe council would feel more comfortable striking that last sentence in the title and just going with the interim manager for now. But it's council's pleasure, however they would like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine either way, I just,
Regardless,
technicality.
We're going to need a motion one way or the other.
So
Okay.
you're gonna remove the mayor, or what we gonna do?
Up to them.
So we need a motion to remove, is that what you're
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
need a motion to
Just to amend.
add this 25-0-2. And whoever makes the motion, if they want to remove that second sentence of the title can, or they can just make the motion bold and leave it as is.
All right. Let's go make the motion. I'll make the motion.
All right, well, I move to add ordinance 2502 to the agenda.
Under.
Would that be under the supplemental agenda after 2025-R-45?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's going to here?
I second that.
No one?
No one did.
She did, she made the motion.
Mhm.
I second.
Oh, you said, okay.
I thought you said who asked.
Mm-mm. No.
Okay, had to be right after R45. Okay.
So I do the roll call.
Am I allowed to ask a question? Or make a
Wait a
statement?
minute. Move second.
Forgot.
Vote.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
That's 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
So I want to talk about how we will, that our bill won't look any different, but the name is on it where?
Well, you'll see it'll say explanation of distribution costs. That's the same for everybody across the Duke territory, all Southwest Ohio. Then they'll see it'll be explanation of generation charges. It'll be just the price that the village signs on to, instead of that laundry list of tariffs that Duke has. But right now, it's just a one line in the generation because you have an aggregation ongoing.
I asked because we don't need to look for anything different. It's,
No, it
Yeah.
should stay the same.
yeah, bill will look at.
Okay. All right. All right. If there's nothing further, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. I'm sure of that. On there again. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody. So we're on item 8, business discussion of levies, and I just asked the mayor if I can make a couple comments because I was asked at the last meeting by Mr. Lemon, who has been working with, I believe, the Finance Committee and Council on the levies. I think the first question the council had. So this has to do with the operating levy that was passed by the village residents about 5 years ago. The operating levy is a 16 mil levy, and it has to be renewed every 5 years, otherwise it comes off. And so one of the questions that I understand one or more council members had was, if it is renewed, are they going to tax at the old property values, or are they going to tax at the new property values that came in last year? So if everybody recalls, last year Hamilton County reassessed the property values, and by and large everybody's property value went up. And so I spoke with Tim Steiner. He is in the finance department of the auditor's office. He is the supervisor of the budget and settlement division, and they are the ones that work with this on a day-to-day basis. He confirmed what I had read in the Secretary of State's manual on levies, which is when you renew a levy, the renewal is going to be based on the old property values. It's not going to be based on the new property values. So I think the question was asked because even if you renew it at 16 mil, if you're doing it at a higher property value, people are going to pay more money. So again, as to question 1, if it is renewed by council, it will be renewed and generate revenue based on the old property values, not what came in last year. Any questions about that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when we had our last conversation, we were wondering, since we did not renew it in 24, right, could we use the old value? And we can. Okay.
can.
Thank you.
You're allowed to renew it. I don't want to get too complicated, but the electorate passed it in 19 to first be put on the tax bill in 2020. Excuse me. Ohio does it in arrears, so collection didn't begin until 21. It's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So you can renew if you're still in a collection year.
Thank you.
The second question I think that came up tonight when I arrived at the meeting was, I apologize, I may lose my voice before I get through this. What is the tax amount? So I think the easiest way to understand this, and I spoke to Mr. Lemon about this, was let's say you had a $100,000 valuation on your house. You're going to pay $35 per mil. So R33 is a proposition to increase the operating levy by 2 mils. So that additional 2 mils on a $100,000 house would cost $70 in additional taxes. On a $200,000 house, it would cost $140 in additional taxes.
Is that per year?
That would be per year while the levy is in place, the maximum of which is 5 years.
Okay.
So to recap, the renewal would basically just be status quo. It would be what people have been paying for the last 5 years. It would not be on the new property values. And number two, if council is inclined to increase the operating levy by 2 mil, it's going to be $35 per mil on a $100,000 house. So for 2 mils, it would be $70 on a $100,000 house.
So total for the year, it goes up $140 on a $100,000 house for the increase
So yeah,
in the operation. Okay.
it'd be 70 for a $100,000 house. It would be $105 for a $150 house. I'm sorry, $150,000 house, and $140 for 200,000.
So that'd be 35 per.
It's 35 per mil on a $100,000 house. So it's again, it's a $70 increase per year on a $100,000 house, and that is only with regard to R33, the increase of 2 mils.
Ms. Calhoun, I think she was saying something. Did you have a question?
No, it was answered. Thank you.
Okay.
But this say 16 mils, so it wouldn't be 16 times 35?
Correct. So the last 5 years, council has been, or not, sorry, council, the residents who own property in the village that's not under abatement or exempted for whatever reason have been paying $560 per year. So that is R32. And that went into effect in 2020. And so R32 is just a renewal of what residents have been paying the last 5 years.
That's what we've been paying.
R33 is the increase, and that's the 2 mil increase.
Wait a minute.
That is $70 per $100,000 house value.
So, with correction, for the 16 mil, it's a total of $560 per year. With the 2 mil increase, be $70.
If your house is $100,000.
If it's $100,000, anything over would be more than this. So for the year, for $100,000, your tax would increase $630, which will equal $315 if you pay every 6 months. It would increase to that.
It would not increase $630. It would increase $70.
But the total would
The
be
total,
six.
we're doing a total.
The total would be $630.
When you say the total, you mean the total for?
That
For
would be
the year.
taking the existing 16 mil, generating $516, and then adding to it the additional 2 mil, generating $70. So the 560 plus 70 gives you $630.
And that's every 6 months.
That, my understanding, would be for the year,
For the
but
year.
as Ms. Hingston said,
It's $315 if you pay every 6 months, added to what your tax bill is now.
providing that your house is $100,000. So if your house
That's-
is not valued at $100,000,
It's
it'd
more.
be less.
Yeah, so if it's, yeah.
Right,
if it's,
okay.
you know, if it's 200,000, it's gonna be more, but the easiest way to think about it is every mill is $35 on a $100,000 house.
So it's still very important that, because it is an operation levy, if we don't pass the operation levy, we're in the red, or we have no money to operate the village of Lincoln Heights, what puts us at a big risk. Is that correct?
I would leave that to the finance chair. I'm just conveying what I was told by Mr. Lemon.
Okay.
So if it doesn't pass, will it stay the same or what?
No, the operating levy will expire.
Right.
So
So no
the current
fund.
operating levy for 16 mil, this is the last year of collection. So if it is not passed, it will expire. Let me rephrase that. If it's not renewed, it will expire.
So that is, if I may, Mayor, that's one of the reasons we're having the Respect My Block,
So
so we can explain all this.
are we just having one meeting, or are we
Well, I mean, if
just?
we want to have more, but the idea is to get the information out there, and if we see that we don't have a lot of residents come out, we can have one every month until election. It depends on us running the meeting. So the first one is on the 20th at 6 o'clock. We encourage everybody to come out.
But we need to pass it.
Well, and I just want to remind council, and I'm not advocating one way or the other. I'm a homeowner too, and I got nailed in the rear last year as well. So I feel the pain. I understand it. And the mayor of my city is my next door neighbor, so she felt my pain verbally, okay?
Well, we've been feeling it too.
But she told me the same thing. I think you probably got told, well, hey, it wasn't the city, it was the state. And I guess when you're angry, you don't want to hear that, because I didn't want to hear it for a couple conversations. I was just mad. So I feel what you're talking about, but I'm trying to look at this objectively for council, trying to look at it the way maybe a football coach would look at, how you're coaching a game. This is not the throw for the touchdown. This is just setting up the play to see if you want to run it. Remember, there's two pieces of legislation that have to be passed. This one is merely saying, hey, county auditor, we think we might want to do this. Tell us how much money we're going to generate if we do this. Then they send that certification back to council, and then council decides if they want to move forward with the second resolution to actually put it on the ballot for the voters. So you can put on the brakes before that second resolution ever gets passed. So the concern I have is the same concern I mentioned back in March. We now have 5 more meetings before the August deadline for this to be to the Secretary of State. And when I say this, I'm talking about resolution number 2, not the one in front of council. Remember, the auditor is going to take 2 to 3 weeks to come back with numbers. And if there's anything they don't like about the legislation, we're going to have to redo resolution number 1 again. So rather than handcuff yourself and not pass this and then try to hurry up at the end and make it happen, this is not putting it on the ballot. This is simply to get information from the auditor as to what the actual dollar amount is going to be. Council can then kill it after that if they want.
I understand that, because at the end of the day, it's a resident's choice. I just want to make sure that they are really informed about the increase when you have property, and that it is up to them, because we can't take the right from them to vote. It is their choice to vote and make the decision at the end of the day as a community of a whole.
Exactly.
but the resolution number 2025 R33 is us asking for additional money, correct?
But it's still in the same posture. It's just the first resolution. It does not even place it on the ballot. All it's doing is asking the auditor, how much are we going to generate if we increase another 2 mil? And so the auditor will send back a letter saying, here's how much additional revenue. Mr. Lemon, I presume Mr. Lemon or the finance chair, whoever's spearheading it, will then bring that to council, and council can decide if it wants to move to the second resolution. But I would view this as an information gathering step in the process. This is not the vote where you're saying, yeah, I want to put this on the ballot. This is merely gathering information.
Anything else?
Thank you very much for that clarity.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sy. All right, if there's nothing further, motion order for the second reading of Resolution 2024 R32.
We just read it?
Yeah, start reading it.
Unless there's somebody wants it read by the entirety, we'll just default to reading it by title.
Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2025-R-32, resolution declaring the necessity to levy a renewal of a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the current expenses of the Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, and requesting the county auditor to certify matters in connection therewith.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Moved in second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Go into the emergency clause. Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Who second that?
Councilwoman Mitchell.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baver, your vote? No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2025-R-33, resolution declaring the necessity to levy an increase of a tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the current year for the current expenses of the Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, and requesting county auditor to certify matters in connection therewith.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. No. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
I got a question. I'm sorry. So is this for the police, the second part? No.
It's the same one, the operating levy.
Okay. Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Was that you, Mayor?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio. Resolution number 2025-R-38. A resolution approving the final Hamilton County 911 plan pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 128.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
I'm sorry. Second,
Who
Councilwoman
second?
Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, your vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio. Resolution number 2025-R-39. Resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate. It's regarding parcels located on Chicago Avenue.
A motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Okay.
Ms. Mitchell?
The mayor. I think it was the mayor.
Who was second?
Mayor?
The mayor.
And Ruby.
Okay.
Okay.
Moved by Vice Mayor and second by Mayor. Okay.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, what is your vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio. Resolution number 2025-R-40. Resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate. And this parcel is located on Congress Avenue.
Okay. Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
May I ask a question? Are we on R40?
We're on
Yes.
R40.
Okay, so this is not Congress Avenue, this is Chicago Avenue.
We should be on 41, right?
But the Chicago Avenue was 39.
The Chicago, 39 and 40 are Chicago Avenue.
No, 40 is Congress.
In the first,
It's on here,
Whereas-
Chicago.
in the first whereas for 40.
Congress.
I'm looking at the agenda on R40.
It's
And on my
Congress.
agenda, it says parcel number 59430-163 on Chicago Avenue.
What's on the attachment? The attachment says,
Remember, that's the question I had. Some said Congress, some,
okay,
She said you send it or amend it.
So is this the one that was amended today?
Whatever
No.
you sent amended, I sent it out.
Was that R40?
Yes, that's
Okay,
what you
so the
had.
agenda was just not updated, okay. Okay, that was what was throwing me, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Congress, correct?
is it Congress?
Yeah, the
there's no address.
section, I'm sorry, the first whereas clause in R40 is accurate, Congress Avenue.
Okay, motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Moved in second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
So, second.
Laverne second that.
I was talking to the mayor. Okay. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2025-R-41. Resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate, and the parcel numbers are located on Congress Avenue.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Emergency clause. A motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2025-R-42, resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate. And this is a parcel located on Congress Avenue.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Sorry,
Second.
Laverne second that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
It's a good tired, isn't it?
Yeah.
Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2025-R-43. Resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate. Parcel number commonly known as 1400 Bird Avenue.
Thank you. Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion received for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
2 more.
3. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, Resolution Number 2025-R-44. Resolution authorizing the sale of certain real estate, parcel commonly known as 845 Adams Street.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion received for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Motion to adopt. Yes.
Yeah.
Second.
I mean, you didn't
Which
finish.
where we at? Where we at?
You have to
We
vote.
confusing us.
Still in passage.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Vice Mayor Linda, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, we have 6 aye votes. The motion does pass.
Motion to adopt the emergency clause.
Second.
Okay, second by Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute, give me 1 sec. I had this. I know I had to staple.
Yeah, we got that 45.
Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2025-R-45. Resolution authorizing the finance director to transfer monies between object codes formerly known as line items within program 715 of the general fund.
Motion to suspend.
Second.
Thank
Okay.
both of you. Who seconded that?
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Thank you. I went to
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to receive for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Motion to adopt emergency clause?
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman, excuse me, Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass. Now we got.
Just a reminder on the last piece, ordinance number 2025-0-2, dealing with electric aggregation. We'll need a motion by title since it was just presented to council tonight.
Motion to read. You ready? Motion to read ordinance 25-0-2 by title.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and second to read by title.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
Village of Lincoln Heights ordinance number 2025-0-2. Ordinance authorizing the interim village manager, Chris Williams, to enter into an electric aggregation agreement with an electric supplier recommended by Energy Alliance, Inc., the community's energy aggregation consultant. I thought you scratched it out.
No,
Okay.
we did.
Well, if we're going to scratch it out, we'll have to have a motion.
Now just go ahead and keep it in.
Let's go ahead and read it.
Okay. The mayor can enter into subsequent agreements with regard to this program to reduce costs as needed. Thank you.
Motion to suspend.
Okay.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
No.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
Mayor, Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes. Bill.
We have 4 aye votes, 2 nay. The motion does not pass.
Wow.
I'm sorry?
I said, wow.
Oh.
So does that mean we go to the higher cost
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
per kilowatt? It's gonna increase, right, okay.
Anyone like to change their vote before we move on?
I don't, because it didn't help me. I can only speak about my bill. So it didn't benefit me. Mine didn't go down. mine, I don't know what happened, what went wrong. It didn't change. So I'm speaking, it didn't help me. So I don't think I'm the only person that it didn't help.
But I think they have an option to opt out at any time.
So are you in it? You are in the aggregation?
No, I wound up opting out, but I didn't get the letter. So when they put me in it, I had to fight or argue, and it wasn't just as easy as he said it was to get out of it. It was not that easy for me.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I stayed in, and when I read my bill, and I went to a meeting with Michelle Starr, who's really into understanding the Duke Energy bills and how they bill, and the difference between the tariffs and the usage, and having the community understand what the usage is and what the tariffs that Duke Energy puts. And so one of the things that community aggregation does is that it reduces the usage charges. And when I look at my bill, I see that the charges that Duke Energy pays, like he was saying, like for instance, the 10.4, and that by us being in an aggregation, a group of people, they are able to get it reduced. And I think it's a good thing for the community. And you have the ability to opt out on your own. So if you want to go with Duke and how much they charge, you can do that. But not giving the community the chance to opt out if they want to, I just think that we should consider it.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I attended the same meeting and a previous meeting that Ms. Starr is doing, and anyone is welcome to come. It's every Friday at 12 o'clock at the Woodlawn Municipal Building. And in the last meeting, she did have a guest there. And sometimes your bill is not predicated on your usage. There are a lot of carrying charges. Sometimes you will see that the delivery charge is more than what your gas or your electric bill was. So there are a lot of other costs that are built into your final bill, and it's not just what your kilowatt is. So it may look like it's going up, but it doesn't have anything to do with how much per kilowatt. It has a lot to do with the other carrying charges and hidden charges that you would see on your bill.
Okay.
So I think if anyone, it's open to the public, anybody can come and sit in and bring your bill if you like, so that can be reviewed and discussed to show you where the hidden costs are that we don't recognize.
Mayor Chair, can I respond to something?
Yes,
It's not like I'm not trying to make the residents not have opinion or choice of what they want. What I am is going on my experience, like we all have went on our own experience. Residents should have a choice. They all have an opportunity to come down here, understand there is a meeting at 12 o'clock. But a lot of times when people work or people have other things, they cannot make a 12 o'clock meeting. So if there was some information that should have been brought forth beforehand, then instead of just coming this one time and saying, I need this right now and I need it at this particular time, it should have been some leisure given.
So, to my understanding, the contract with the residents voted on expires, is that correct?
Voted on it.
They
Yeah.
voted on it. And so now, Mr. Desai, if this doesn't pass, if we ever have to do it again, we have to put it back on the ballot again, if this expires.
I don't know very much about this aggregation. Mr. whatever his name
Dieters.
is the expert. I've seen
Okay.
him at the other municipalities where I've been law director. So you know, I can repeat what he said, which is the current contract goes through August. He called it PUCO, I call it PUCO.
Right.
The Public Utilities Commission of Ohio requires paperwork, I think he said 60 days at least before the expiration. So Thursday was the drop dead date. That's what I heard him say. And so my interpretation of that would be, if this is not passed tonight, the current contract expires in August, and then everyone in the village will go back to, is it Duke?
Do.
Yeah.
Duke, we'll go back to Duke, and then the process will have to be restarted.
Okay.
That-
All right.
But again, I'm not an expert, I'm just going on what I heard him say tonight.
Okay, so is there, yeah, I'm probably gonna reach out to him to see if we're possible, we can bring it back up again if the council members want more further
Yeah,
information.
I asked that question, I believe he said no? If you want
He
the-
said no,
the
it had to
price,
be
the
done no
current-
later
yeah.
by Thursday.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so then, the rest of the village who voted on it, just, we all lose.
Okay. All right. It's hopeful. All right. What's left?
You at miscellaneous?
That was,
Got no
yeah, that was
miscellaneous.
You ready?
miscellaneous.
Yeah, you
Yeah, we
switched
switched it. Yeah.
miscellaneous?
Uh-huh. Members of council and mayor, I offer a motion.
Can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I offer a motion that the Village of Lincoln Heights support the Safe Services Program between the Hamilton County Public Health Department and the Healthcare Connection.
That's a motion for us to do a support.
Yes.
Okay.
I second it.
That's moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Okay. I have, any more miscellaneous? Is that it?
That's all.
Okay, Mayor, I offer a motion to go into executive session to consider the appointment of a public employee and to consider complaints against a public official.
Second.
It's been moved in second. You made the motion. I'll
Council-
second it.
She did, Laverne did.
You made the motion.
I made the motion.
Yeah,
All
Vice
I made the
Mayor.
motion, you can take a copy of it.
Okay. It's
Want me to
been,
say it
mo-
again?
no.
Okay.
It's been moved in second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
Never mind. Nobody's invited, not for the one part, okay, good,
Okay, it's
okay,
9:30,
that's okay.
But
Two?
on the second.
9:32.
The second,
Lincoln Heights is now back in session. Today's date is Monday, May 12, 2025. The time is now 10:12. Roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Present.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia,
Present.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston,
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Present.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter,
present, that's the first time I heard
Mayor-
you that loud.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumphrey.
Present.
We have 6 who are present. We do have a quorum.
Mayor,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
need to make a motion. Oh, Lord, and the motion is somewhere, it's to go into, a special council meeting on Monday, May
19th.
19th at 7:30 PM. Finish it for me, please. What's it?
As I recall, I think there was discussion about a motion to have a special council meeting on Monday, May 19th, 2025, here at Village Hall at 7:30 p.m. to go into executive session to discuss the appointment of a public employee.
Thank you.
All right.
Is there a second?
Second.
So, Ms. Childs Jeter's making the motion.
I'm making the motion. I started,
Okay.
then I just got.
Okay.
And seconded by the mayor.
Mm-hmm. And roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Yes. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 6 aye votes. That motion does pass.
I believe there was also discussion about closing the application period for the manager position.
Motion. Okay.
Wait, who-
Wait a minute, I gotta get the, because I gotta put the date.
Who made the
Motion
motion?
to close the application process for the manager position. The closing date will be tomorrow,
To the reconsider.
last day tomorrow at 12 noon. It's been moved in second, roll call.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Yes. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
No.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Okay. All right.
I believe
Until we find out
council member,
somebody.
prior to the beginning of the executive session, asked me if they would be able to change their vote on 2025-0-2. I did read the rule. Because council had moved on to a new item of business, it will require a motion to grant the council member permission. So I believe, Ms. Hingston, you were inclined to change your vote.
Yes.
And so we will need a motion to grant Ms. Hingston permission to change her vote on 25-0-2.
I move that we give permission for Ms. Hinkson to change her vote on 250-2.
Second. Take somebody.
You can get it.
Doesn't matter.
Councilwoman Mitchell made the motion and was seconded by Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter. Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
If I could just clarify for the record, to the extent that the rule does not allow Ms. Hingston to vote, it only requires a simple majority, so it would still pass with the 4 vote.
Okay, 4 aye votes.
And then, Ms. Hingston, you want to change your vote on 2025-0-2?
Yes.
Okay, so where did we leave off with that legislation? I believe we were at the motion to suspend, right?
Correct. And that motion, at that time, there were 4 aye votes and 2 nay at that time.
And Ms. Hingston, would you like to change your vote on the motion to suspend?
Yes.
And what is your vote?
Yes.
So that changes the vote on the motion to suspend on 25-0-2 to 5-1, so the motion to suspend passes.
Motion for passage.
Second.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber.
No.
Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes, 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Emergency clause on
Yes,
that.
emergency clause on the back.
Okay. Motion for the emergency clause.
Oh, I got stuck, didn't I?
We need a
Second. I moved for the emergency clause.
I think you had somebody move down here.
Yes, it was Councilwoman
But
Mumia.
Second.
No, she second.
She seconded. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Okay, there you go.
So
Ca-
who moved?
Mayor Ruby
Okay.
Kinsey Mumfree.
And Councilwoman Munoz second.
Yes.
There you
Ca- Councilwoman Phyllis Baber. Councilwoman Nona Calhoun Mumia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Karen Hingston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree.
Yes.
We have 5 aye votes and 1 nay. That motion does pass.
Motion for adjournment
So moved.
and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night.